It should start kicking ass, just like it said at the beginning of the program.
Man of the hour, tower of power, too sweet to be sour.
Sending your ass on the jabroni jet to the other side of the territory, brother.
The Alabama Hammer.
Nightmares on the best part of my day.
The goods from the woods.
Hot damn.
Welcome to the Goods from the Woods. My name is Rivers Langley.
Pat Riley.
This is a good night. Body made of twisted steel, supersonic sex appeal, you understand?
We're back.
Yeah,
Took a little-
long hiatus.
Yeah, a little hiatus for Christmas.
Well, hiatus for the holidays, but Santa came, distributed his bounty liberally among us, and now we're back distributing our bounty of joy to you right now.
That's right. What did Santa bring you, Mr. Goodnight?
Santa brought me a lot of things, a can of brioche, a VHS of Little House on the Prairie, half of a carton of Marlboro Special Lights.
What about you, Pat? What did Santa bring you?
Oh, not as good as that, so it's not even worth mentioning.
No.
Although I am wearing one of my presents, and I do have to say it's amazing. They look like dress pants, but they're actually sweatpants.
Whoa.
Yeah, they're the most comfortable pants ever.
Oh, are those things that they advertise on TV, like the pajama jean and all that shit?
They're not pajama jeans.
Wait, stand up real quick. I got to see it. Holy shit, they do look like dress pants, but they're sweatpants.
Yeah.
Where did y'all get them?
My wife got them for me on the internet, and
It's from the Almost Respectable collection.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, actually, the company that does it, you can buy a suit jacket to match that's also a sweatshirt.
It looks like a
Or
blazer.
Is this from the Erwin R. Shyster collection?
yeah, it is. These are great. Like, if I wanted to do some sort of businessman gimmick in 1990s
I was going to say,
pro
that's
wrestling,
like probably what Corporate Kane is wearing right now.
probably
Because I always think, like,
Probably.
why doesn't he rip those pants? But maybe they're sweatpants.
Corporate Kane. Yeah.
Robert Kane, who would have thought he was so fashion forward? But apparently he is.
Yeah.
And now they're
Fashion forward, libertarian columnist.
Yeah.
Kane can do anything, you know?
Yep.
And also
creature.
Christmas creature. He's a dentist.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fake Diesel.
Yeah.
He did it all.
Although he was pretty bad as fake Diesel.
That's
Well,
true.
original Diesel wasn't that great to begin with.
His knees were better, though.
Yeah, but you could also get a onesie that's a suit. It's a suit. The zipper
Is this
goes-
where Prince buys this stuff?
I think so. It's a zipper and it goes up the shirt
Yeah.
and has a flap over to look like buttons and the tie covers it.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Wow, it's almost out of page out of Elmer Fudd's book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I seriously, I think I want a pair of them pants.
I know. I'm become envious of those dress pants.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah. Wow.
And I could probably do a 60-minute Broadway in these.
Yeah,
you
I was
know?
good. Have you worn them to class yet?
I've not, no, and I'm waiting for the proper moment too. I mean, the thing is that I usually dress down in class, so
Yeah.
wearing dress pants might throw people off. a
Might
little
draw
bit.
attention, and then somebody might realize
Yeah, look really close and see the kind of print that
that
it's
they're
actually
sweatpants, and then
yeah.
the gimmick's up.
genuine French terry.
French Terry was the mean guy.
French French terry.
Not as chill as you would hope.
French Terry is just like that big lumberjack looking dude in some bar in Quebec. You
Yeah.
know, that just like you don't mess with French
Oh,
Terry.
no. Nobody talks to French Terry.
Nobody talks to French Terry.
Don't do it.
Yeah, and then I didn't get socks this year, which disappointing. But I got a lot of toiletries, which is always a plus.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Oh, and James Brown live at the Apollo.
Oh,
on
fuck
album,
yeah.
on
And
vinyl.
Body Heat, too, right?
I did buy Body Heat, and that wasn't a Christmas present.
It's
It
a
was
Christmas present to yourself.
It was definitely a Christmas present to myself.
Didn't y'all get Body Heat 2, Rivers?
No, I think Pat got Body
Yeah,
Heat.
I got
Oh, so you were the one, because I
Yeah.
got it as a group thing. I thought you were the one that had Body Heat, Rivers.
No.
I'm a proud owner of James Brown's Body Heat. If you remember from episode 1, we talked about this at great length.
Yeah.
About
Future Shock, yeah,
the
which
James
was,
Brown show, his ripoff Soul Train
On TBS.
on TBS. Very bad.
lasted for, what, 5 years?
It lasted. Did it last for 5
I think
years?
it did. I remember reading later that it lasted for 5 years, but, like, most of it doesn't exist. 'cause
So
they
James
changed
Brown-
Five
everything.
glorious years.
Yeah.
5 glorious PCP and cocaine fueled year.
From like 76 to 82.
It gives you a lot of energy.
Oh, yeah. But one of the big things he was pimping on the show
For
was,
most of that 5 years.
yeah, it was the album Body Heat, the #1 disco thing.
It is dance contest time on Future Shock. These young fellas will come here and they will check you out and do something to you if you come in and want to be, arrogant and figure that you can beat them out. They challenge all comers, so come to this town, you understand? Now, everybody can't win because it's always got to be one cat who get his thing in, but all 5 of them are bad. But for the one that don't win, we're going to give this as a consolation prize, you understand? So you can't lose. This is a new album by myself called Body Heat, but you better go out and try to get it.
This morning I woke up all in heat. Couldn't find no dry spot from my head down to my feet. Got gas spinning, coughing till my body began to sweat.
That is not on there, and that
It's
album.
not?
No, that album is bad.
Wait, Hot is not on Body Heat?
It's on the album Hot.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well-
no, the song Body Heat's on there. There's a lot of
What a bait and switch.
What?
I know,
Hot's not. That's the whole reason I wanted that record.
Yeah.
That's a
you
good
have to
song.
get the album
I have a
Hot.
dry spot
Yeah.
from my head down to my feet.
Yeah.
Which that's the one that we talked about is the same as Fame by David Bowie.
Yeah, and
Except maybe a little better because he's talking about your sexy body and shit.
yeah,
Yeah, but I mean they're the exact same. Like here's Fame, and here's Hot.
I start thinking about sweet, so sexy body, and my body begin to feel.
and but no, that song's not on there. Body Heat's on there. I'm Satisfied's on there, which are dance tracks. But he has a couple of ballads on there.
Ooh,
And they are very very bad. I think one's called Woman.
What makes a man feel he's begun to fail? And when he can't win, he thinks he's in jail. Tell me, say it again, say it again.
Sounds pretty sexy and romantic to me.
Yeah.
If you can manage to remain excited and aroused during that song, you're a Superman, because it is one of the most awkward things you'll ever listen to.
They'll call me Superman because, I think I'm got a boner just thinking about it. I don't know if we can say that on the radio, but
I got it, and I was excited, and the cover is ridiculous,
Yeah.
And I put it on, and Body Heat came on, and it's a very long song.
yeah.
And the one thing that really cracks me up about it is that he talks about, I got to go to church, y'all. That's the line he keeps bringing up.
Uh huh.
Gotta go to church, y'all. Gotta go to church, y'all. Gotta go to church, y'all.
I don't know why. Maybe because he has that body heat and he needs to, go to reconciliation or something. Repent his sins for having so much body heat. But it sounds like he's saying, I'm going to go to Texas. Which makes more sense.
Yeah.
For,
he's gonna
body
be
heat.
hot though if he goes to Texas,
I know.
or if he goes to church with all that body heat.
Yeah, that's
I,
true.
for one, would not want him sitting next to me all day, all Sunday morning if he's
Yeah,
got that
coked
much
up.
body heat.
Yeah. Maybe he's
Sweating all over you.
just sweating all over the place.
He probably
Just
put
like,
a
I'm
lot on the
hot.
collection plate, though.
I'm hot and wet. PCP. Yeah.
Yeah!
Body Heat.
Yeah, but
What's that? Body heat!
it's interesting because I bought Live at the Apollo at the same time. I listened to them side by side. It's
Don't
two,
ever do things like that.
Yeah, it's two opposite sides of the spectrum. It's you see
Yeah.
the man at his best, you see the man at his worst.
Yeah, the apex and the nadir.
No, that's
Yeah.
like that's
Side.
like when you listen to like one of those '80s Rolling Stones album, and then you put on like 19th Nervous Breakdown afterwards.
Yeah.
You're like, what
Yeah.
the hell did I just listen to?
Yeah, I think you guys should talk about Alabama because I missed out on the fantastic Yellowhammer show that you guys had
That's
in Alabama.
true, but you did get a spentactic pair of pants at the same time.
Yeah, that's true.
So life is about balance like that.
But the U.S. mail could have delivered that anywhere.
Yeah,
but, you know.
we attempted to record a little bit in the car.
Yeah, that didn't work.
Yeah, you know.
Will we hear a snippet of that now?
We can hear a snippet of it.
We ain't even at Atlanta yet. What's this exit that we coming up at?
We're about 30 miles outside of Atlanta. We're in Covington.
Oh, beautiful Covington.
Rivers is driving with a microphone in his hand like I always imagined Gordon Soley did if he was driving a car.
So what have you been doing in Florida?
I went to a bar yesterday where they played 2 Creed songs in earnest.
Which ones?
With Arms Wide Open and My Sacrifice, so they went really dramatic. So My Sacrifice is the one that they always have on wrestling whenever they want to show gravity.
Yeah, when someone dies of a fucking heart attack and shit.
Or somebody's old, and then they just show them getting injured a lot and, like, falling through tables. There's really nothing to do around here, like, for the most part. You know, there's, like, the beach, and that's it. Although they've opened a lot of really crappy sports bars in, like, in shopping centers. So Jen and I went to one yesterday, and I think they played that Click Click Boom song, which was awesome. Yeah. Jen just pointed out the surf shop we just passed is giving out free hermit crabs and free sarongs.
Well, maybe it clasps it closed. Maybe it's a little clasp for the sarong. You just kind of cook a hermit crab on there.
Yeah, I'll call back. I'm going somewhere where there might be some, you know,
hermit crabs.
Something. Yeah, hermit crabs and sarongs.
The beach, perhaps.
Wrap yourself in a sarong,
I'll
Pat.
call you guys back.
All right. See you later, Pat. Well, that was good. Got to talk to Pat.
No, we did. Do I have to talk into this thing again?
Nah. We just put some Dwight Yoakam on and
there's what Dwight Yoakam again.
yeah, the Dwight Yoakam will
Down
just
there.
ease us into the next segment.
Now I've got heartaches by the numbers, troubles by the score. Every day.
And that's how much we got. Probably about 20 minutes of recording while we were driving on the highway.
In the middle of a giant thunderstorm.
Yeah.
So yeah, the original plan was I was gonna go drive from Auburn to Augusta, pick up Mr. Goodnight, and then we were gonna drive to Birmingham for the show.
That's a long drive.
It's a long drive.
Yeah, it is a
and
long drive.
But my thought was we could probably bang out a podcast. But
Yeah.
what we didn't count on was it was a torrential rain all 7 hours of the drive.
Yeah.
Just coming down. So
Well, it got worse when we got to Birmingham.
yeah, when we got to Birmingham, it cleared up just in time for a thunderstorm.
Yeah, and that shit was coming down.
Yeah. It was
Oh, no! I got struck! It was a lot like that, really. Will you make some guile? Texas?
But they're playing Coachella this year.
Oh my god.
They're headlining.
Really?
Yeah. Did you not see all the
Yeah, I saw the only 2 that I heard of.
it was AC/DC and Steely Dan. Those are the
Yeah.
headliners.
What the fuck?
I mean, it's,
You know?
and then the headliners for Bonnaroo are Billy Joel and Mumford and Sons.
What?
It's like a adult
Are we-
contemporary
That is
station.
a kick in the dick.
Are we ruining every concert festival? Billy
what
Joel at Bonnaroo?
Billy Joel and Mumford and Sons are the 2 headliners of Bonnaroo.
Are you serious?
Spot A and Spot B. Yeah.
I'm gonna hate to see what they're gonna do with the Gathering of the Juggalos because that's gonna.
The Gathering of the Juggalos is just Natalie Merchant.
Yeah, Natalie Merchant and Paulina Rubio.
Paula Cole.
Yeah,
Mariah Carey.
Essentially, the Gathering of the Juggalos is gonna have the Lilith Fair lineup from 1997. You know,
That'd be amazing. It's just like strange that would be the headlining experience for those
Start our own
festivals.
music festival.
Yeah, and
We
just
could have, like, I don't know, the JBs on it
Yeah.
or something like that.
yeah.
I thought you were gonna say the Jay Giles.
We'll get the J. We'll get.
Yeah.
I know Peter Wolf. We'll call up Peter from Boston.
Yep. Yep.
We'll get.
Yeah, because it can be like
Clarence Carter is still alive. We
Yeah.
can get him.
we can
Yeah.
have him.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
If you're
Patches.
doing- If you're doing
Patches,
it-
I'm depending on you, son, to pull the family through. Lord knows it's all
But-
up to you.
If we had
Great song.
if we had Jay Giles
that
there, we
song.
could just have a dad music festival for just dads, like Jay Giles.
That's what Coachella is.
Yeah, that's
AC/DC
true.
and
Well, that's
Steely
but
Dan.
ours would be better.
Yeah,
because
it would
we could
be like
also have like
George Thorogood and the Destroyers.
Oh, dude,
That's total
yeah.
dad.
Hell yeah.
I want to have
Jethro
Jimmy
Tull.
Valiant at mine. Jethro Tull
Yeah.
Yeah, have Jethro Tull
Why not? Jethro
doing
Tull.
the entire doing the
doing the
entire.
entire Thick as a Brick album.
Yeah,
or something.
exactly.
Yes.
Yes, I'm trying to think of other dad bands.
Your dad's listen to more prog than mine because I would have suggested Cat Stevens.
Yeah, there you
Bachman
go.
Turner Overdrive. Bachman Turner. God, what was it? Grand Funk.
Marshall Tucker.
Oh yeah, Marshall
Can't
Tucker.
you see? Yep.
I think I've met
a freight train.
I have met so many.
to Georgia.
I've met so many dads that have said, "I remember when I was your age, and Bachman Turner Overdrive played at the local big venue." And it was the loudest concert in the history of the state that I grew up in, you know?
There's a whole generation of unexplained children just from that night.
Yeah, I know.
Fucked every gal in
They were taking care of
Oklahoma.
business.
Yeah.
They were.
Digging to pay window, if you will.
Yep. Oh, fucking Dan Fogelberg. Gotta have Dan Fogelberg.
Man, your dad kind of sounds like a wuss listening to Dan Fogelberg.
Gotta have Jim Croce.
Oh,
Jim
yeah.
Croce,
Although, I
yeah.
like that, but he's dead.
He's very dead,
Yeah.
but have his
Rod Stewart.
Yeah, Rod Stewart have to be there
Yeah, it would have to be Rod Stewart.
when he still kind of kicked ass,
Yeah.
Well, you should
but
invite the surviving members
obviously-
of the Faces.
which is a very narrow window. Rod Stewart only kicked ass for about 3 years.
Yeah, but when he kicked ass,
This is
man.
true, yeah.
I'll even
Obviously, you guys, we have missed out on who the headliner would be, obviously.
What was that?
Eric Clapton.
Oh, yeah,
Eric Clapton's the ultimate dad rock guy, you know?
Yeah. If you think about love is something special. The Clapton song that I really like is on 461 Ocean Boulevard, and it's called Willie and the Hand Jive, and it's just him going hand jive, doing that crazy hand jive, hand jive, doing that crazy hand jive, and he's like singing that enthusiastically about this crazy hand jive.
Wasn't it an old Bo Diddley song?
It is, yeah. It's a Bo Diddley song.
I thought
but
it was an Otis
he's
Day
singing
song,
it with
but-
all of the enthusiasm of hand jive, doing that crazy hand jive, like really, really boringly. That one also has the mainline Florida.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's the one with I Shot the Sheriff on there.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
I know, but yeah, you recorded it in Miami, so all the songs are yeah.
Buffett.
Buffett.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was like
fuck.
a Buffett period, really.
Dude, Buffett would be
Buffett's
the.
dad.
He might be a headliner too.
Yeah.
Buffett might be his own festival.
So I saw Buffett at Bonnaroo. Actually, he was.
People throw shit.
So he's open to the festival experience.
Well, no, but he wasn't billed. It was like it was
Oh.
this thing where. So there was some guy who he'd been.
Was
you
he
know-
playing with Alan Jackson?
No, actually, he was playing with some guy who he discovered while sailing in South Africa, and he found this guy who he was like, "Oh, this guy's great." So
What a
he,
piece of
so he
shit.
gave him. It was like so and so featuring the Coral Reefers, and you're like, so if you know anything about Jimmy Buffett, you're like, oh, that's Jimmy Buffett's band.
Yeah.
And then you go to the show, and this guy comes out and played like 2 of his songs, and then Jimmy Buffett comes out, and the rest of the concert was all Buffett.
Well, no, before we even got to Yellowhammer, do you remember we was outside watching them barbecue the chickens?
Yeah. So they were cooking guinea hens.
They had this little smokehouse thing, and where was we? We were in Birmingham somewhere,
We're in Homewood at a place called Little Donkey.
and we were mostly in the parking lot of Little Donkey
Yeah.
for hours while Wes would come out and give me something to drink, and Joe Raines would come out
And worry about the show.
I was going to say have a panic attack. but he would worry about how the show was
Well,
going
it's
to
not
go.
the worst thing that he's done in Birmingham.
But so we come out there, and it was pouring rain.
Yeah.
And then, so it's sort of settled into a pattern at this point, where they would occasionally help out in the kitchen. Wes would drink wild turkey. Rivers went to the car to go to sleep.
Yeah, I took a nap.
It started a monsoon like it do in the Bible just before the flood and Noah and all that. And I was sitting there, and I was like,
And Wes didn't wait till after the flood to get drunk? How un-Noah-like.
no, well, they kept having me go up and hit on the girl that was working at the coffee shop that was attached to the restaurant that they was getting a barbecue from.
Lucky her.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it was lucky her, and she was beautiful, too. And I really, there's so many ships I meet passing in the night like this, and I met at least a couple there. Because I'll tell you this, man, there was some good-looking girls down there.
We're the denizens of Alabama happy to meet Mr. Goodnight.
Oh, hell yeah.
But not happy enough, you understand. But you know what? I think we'll get to that later on.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later on. But the point is, so there was a long drive to Alabama in the rain.
Yeah.
And then there was a long wait in the rain before the show even started, like 4 or 5 hours.
Because I was supposed to host this thing, and I was just not going to be able to do it. So I just sat in the car with AC on.
It must have been cathartic.
It was great. So when I woke up, I was recharged, ready to go.
Yeah, and then we went to the Bottle Tree itself.
Yeah.
And if you've never been to the Bottle Tree, I'll tell you this: I don't know what it's like to go see a show at the Bottle Tree.
It's great.
But to perform at the Bottle Tree is the shit.
Yeah.
Because now it's not just they got a green room. It's like they got a goddamn clubhouse in the back where you can just hang out all goddamn night.
Yeah.
And it was a damn good time just backstage, just catching up, seeing Nick again.
Yeah.
And catching up with everybody like that.
Yeah, the whole backstage area is it's huge, and they have like an Airstream trailer back there that you can chill out in.
Yeah,
and they
chill
got
out.
sofas everywhere, and it's a good
Yeah,
spot.
it was a great setup. I was talking to Nick. I was talking to that other fella.
Mike McCall.
Mike McCall, we talked a lot because, not only did he know Death's Day, but he also knew what the Gospel Bill show was. Actually, Mike, if you're listening, Daddy, how you doing?
How's Nick doing?
He's doing fine.
Oh, Nick. Yeah, it was good to see Nick again. But I'll tell you this, man. Nick's always the first one to tell you how many ladies going to be there. But he was also the first one to call it off, too, when he said, there's too many people, there's not enough room to mingle. 'Cause we was worried because it was coming down. Now, when we talk about raining, you understand, it was raining.
Yeah,
I'm
this wasn't
talking
some
like cats,
bullshit
dogs,
LA rain.
rhinoceros, anteaters.
Yeah.
It was raining everything.
Right.
We got a flood warning on the phones and shit like that. So we was a little worried for a minute there about how many people going to show up.
Yeah, the guy on TV was literally going, "Do not leave your house. There's going to be a tornado."
It was pretty bad.
That makes it seem even more magical. That's
the thing though. But when they showed up, they showed up.
Yeah, we were worried we weren't going to sell out. Not only we sell out 200 tickets, we also snuck in about 30 people.
If anything, it was probably too crowded.
It was way too crowded.
When that was now, see that I think is where the problem came in with the women, because there was so many people that were friends of friends and stuff there that a ton of people, I guess, got turned away.
Yeah.
So now Joe Raines will insist that there were these girls he knew that were up for it that were coming, but a lot of people got turned away, and so it was just a jam. There was a mass of humanity in there.
Yeah.
You needed to go to the green room just to breathe. There was so many people up in this thing.
Yeah.
So people came out. It was like that, and It's a Wonderful Life. When everybody comes into the end, gives Jimmy Stewart money.
Yeah.
Yep.
So people showed up. But it was hard to mingle because there was so damn many of them. The food, though, I'll tell you this. Did you have any of the food?
No.
Guinea hens?
In the grand tradition of Yellowhammered, didn't get any of the food.
You should have tried them guinea hens, man, because I'm not the biggest chicken eater unless it's, unless it's fried.
Yeah.
And I don't always eat that stuff cold, but I had some of that stuff cold, and it was damn good. It was unreal. The smokehouse.
I had some of the macaroni and cheese, and I had a little bit of the pork.
How was it?
It was great.
I'd had just a tiny bit of the pork, but I remember the guinea hens as being a part that I really liked.
Yeah, it was. The food was magic. Thank you again to Lee and to Nick.
Yeah, if you're down
now,
where's the place? Let's plug them. Where's the place?
Yeah, that was the thing. They didn't want to be plugged, but I'm going to plug it. So if you're in Birmingham, you really can't do much better than going to Little Donkey or to Jim and Nick's Barbecue.
Yeah, you go to Little Donkey, you see that smokehouse thing outside, you know it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Also say hi to the beautiful girls in the coffee shop.
Yeah, they also own the coffee shop, too,
Yeah.
so I forgot what that one was called.
But there's a lot of good-looking women work up in that. Yeah, it was a good time.
The only thing we're gonna do differently, and I think we
It was that woman who looked like Sally Field backstage. She was nice. So, honey, if you're listening out there, I know you got a husband, but you know you always got a man when he in town. I'm just saying.
But yeah, everybody had a good set. Roy Wood Jr. closed it out strong.
Oh my!
It was
I bet that was great.
It was a really, really great night. And then
I'll tell you this too. I got to talk actually with the guy that works the door, the old gentleman there.
Yeah.
He was a nice as hell guy.
Yeah.
I like the hell out of that guy. I wish I could remember his name better.
Yeah.
But he was a nice as hell guy.
So we're going to try to do that every year. We're going to keep the same date, December 23rd, 2015. We'll be back.
That's outstanding.
Yeah.
Well, then we went back. You remember we went back.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even oh, yeah. The whole shit show afterwards.
Yeah. Oh, my God. That's right. Then there was the night in Birmingham. I wanted to go to that strip club. I wanted to go to that strip club because Joe Raines starts claiming they had $75 BJs. And I'm like, damn it, if I didn't get my dick wet here, at least I can get one of those. He did not tell me at the time, though, to expect you to wear a rubber, which would have made it not worth $75, so the hell with it. But he goes, Rivers is too tired to go to the strip club, which is true.
I was very tired.
Which is true, so I gladly acquiesced to this. But Daddy wants to go to that other place.
Yeah, so there's a place in Birmingham that is the worst bar in the whole town called the Nick, and the reason people go to the Nick is because it's open till dawn.
Yeah,
those
places are great.
Oh God, well this one is extra shitty, and that is where Joe wanted to go, and
well, they were charging to get in.
They were charging.
Well, it said $5 cover. He insisted it was only $1, but I just said to him, Joe, we ain't going in there.
Wait, so the Nick was the
Nick Thomas was not there. He went home.
Yeah. No, not Nick, but the Nick was
is the after hours place. So after Yellowhammer was over, after everybody had left the Bottle Tree.
Well, we went to a bar briefly, but they kicked us out because they were closed
immediately. Yeah, we got to this bar at like 1:45, and they're like, "All right, we're shutting the doors. Get the fuck out." So at that point, the natural flow of the evening led me to believe, all right, well, we're going to go back to Joe Raines' house and go to sleep.
Yeah, I wanted to go to the strip club at this point. But Rivers was too tired to go to the strip club, which is fine. Man. But then we go to the Nick instead. I'm like, fuck it, we could have went to the goddamn strip club. But when he told me later on that you need to wear the rubber, I really didn't give a shit anyway.
So yeah, so Joe led us to the Nick, and he went inside. We didn't want to pay the $5, and also I was like falling over at this point.
I love the thing where the one person is adamant about going to the after hours place, and then everybody hangs out in the parking lot because they don't want to go.
Well, we found out why when we actually eventually got to Joe's place and saw how remote it was.
Right. So Joe, I was thinking sort of lived nearer to Birmingham. He lives in Alabaster, which is a good 30 minutes south of Birmingham.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so me and Mr. Goodnight just while he was inside the Nick, went and just stood outside the Chevron and drank sweet tea and ate pork rinds.
Yeah, no, that gas station was a magical experience. Rivers takes me to the filling station they have there in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Because I want to get cigarettes. And I got these things I hadn't seen before, although I did eventually see them later in Georgia, which was Camel Red Lights 100s.
Yeah.
Which I hadn't seen before. But I went and I got those, and we're hanging outside the gas station at like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And we're having a sweet eat chickaronis.
Yeah, so they've got here's my other commercial for the day. Golden Flake, sweet heat pork rinds.
Oh, yeah.
And what do you eat them with?
You eat them with Milo's
sweet tea.
Yeah, I've had the Golden Flake.
It was magical. I went back and I had seconds, and on top of that, I got the Alabama Fish and Game Report to read while I was doing it.
Was there anything notable in there?
Oh, there was so many good things. I should bring it in one of these days. I love it. I thought about subscribing to it. They actually make it in Georgia, by the way, despite it being the Alabama Fish and Game Report. There was a thing about people cheating on, they have those wildcat bass tournaments.
Yeah.
There's things about people cheating in them bass tournaments of the game wardens.
Shame.
They're hiding baskets of bass like in the reeds and stuff.
Yeah.
They come over. Yeah, you heard about this too? There's stuff about that.
They'll stuff stuff in the bass, so when they do the weighting,
they come down to that.
They'll do a thing where they'll like if they do it based on what they do longest bass and heaviest bass, and what they'll do is they'll take the lead weights in their tackle box and just stuff them in the fish.
Because people will cheat because sometimes there's a decent purse on these things.
No, when there's high stakes in a bass tournament, all bets are off.
Yeah, look the fuck out. It's bass anarchy.
Yeah.
But fortunately, the Alabama Department of Game and Wildlife is cracking down on this shit.
Yeah.
So we can have honest bass fishing tournaments the way God intended it. But it was, wonderful.
If you're going to root out corruption in Alabama, baby steps.
Yeah,
You got to start where it counts, because on the day-to-day level, that's the thing that really matters to people.
Yeah.
So you figure you can read about things like this. It has hunting tips.
Yeah.
It has pictures from game cameras. It has ads for different types of ammunition and things like that. So I was in heaven reading this little slice of heaven, smoking my little slice of heaven in my cigarette with my pork rind, my chickaronas, if you will, and my sweet tea. And I think at that point, the fact that it was about 3 a.m. started to catch up with us.
Yeah.
Because Rivers was kind of just standing there with the 1,000-yard stare. And I was just sort of standing there kind of high and a little bit drunk and just kind of smoking. And I realized we're outside a filling station at 3 a.m. and we're just standing here in Birmingham, if you will.
Was it a gas station with a buffet?
No.
Just
or
a
the
simple.
deli?
Just a simple.
That's one
simple
thing I
gas
miss
station.
about
But it was heaven. I have to
being
say
out
that.
here is that you don't have the gas stations with the
fried
deli
chicken and
on the quote unquote deli on the inside, where it's like fried chicken and just crap,
egg rolls, anything you can fry. Yeah,
catfish, biscuits and gravy.
Yep, macaroni and cheese with the thickest possible skin on
Oh,
top.
no, this was a little more.
This was just a
This
more
is the kind of place that
utilitarian.
even had the partition for the lovely woman that worked in there, called everybody honey.
Yeah. But yeah, so finally Joe calls us, and we go back to the Nick and follow him all the way back to Alabaster.
So you guys didn't go into the Nick?
No, we did not.
So
No, but he told me I would have got laid if I went in there. I was like, I know that, but at that point I was so tired I didn't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, you had much better pleasures in life.
Yeah, which is reading a fishing game report.
Yeah, and eating your pork rinds.
Yeah, bury me with that shit. It will bury me eventually, but at least I can say I lived.
Yeah, we got back to Joe's house. I went straight to sleep.
Oh, yeah, you see, you went straight to sleep, which was a smart thing. Now, this is where me and Joe proceeded to go out on his back porch, get high, and talk for like an hour or more about like the show and everything else.
Yeah,
and all
which
that.
was great.
Yeah.
Let me just emphasize, I can't emphasize this enough. The show was great.
Yeah.
And Joe had problems with it. It was so funny.
Joe was just dying to be a pessimist all night.
I loved it. I loved it.
Once we got high enough, I was just like, Joe, go ahead and vet. Because I was so high, I knew I was going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I did.
Funny.
And so we sat out on his back porch getting high. And I don't know if it was like 5 a.m. by this point.
Yeah,
or whatever.
probably close to it.
Because we come back in and his daddy was awake. And so I
Starting his
actually
day.
met his daddy when I'm half asleep and high, and I'm trying to be as polite as possible. He probably thought, "Who is this weird person who comes in? Look like he's going to kidnap his son." But then eventually, I went upstairs and we went to bed until we woke up the next day. And remember, he gave me some weed.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was good. Thank you, Joe. That made Christmas a lot easier to deal with because it was hard to come by it down there.
Burning the Yule log, if you will.
Yeah, if you will, yeah. But the next day we got going early, and we thought we was going early. It was
like
cold as shit in Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
It was
freezing.
cold as shit, and we started going. We stopped at Jack's,
Yeah.
which
so
is they have in Alabama.
Jack's is a local fast food chain
Okay.
started in Birmingham.
And they have these biscuits.
Yeah, they serve biscuits all day. They got
They got chicken biscuit. They got pork chop biscuit.
fried bologna biscuit.
All kinds of shit like that. I've had, I think, a pork chop one and a chicken one.
Yeah.
Whatever. I did not realize how big these damn things was.
Yeah, fried bologna sounds.
I did not
Well,
have
no,
the bologna.
that sounds like the winner of the group.
We got back to Georgia.
We got back
Christmas
to
Eve.
I had such bad indigestion from that Jack's.
Yes.
I like Jack. I discovered in that Jack's that I actually kind of like Sofia Vergara. I don't consider her a sellout to the Spanish channel no more because I used to watch her in the Fuera del Serie days.
Yeah.
You understand? But I like the fact she says she's on this talk show, it's a daytime talk show, and she says, I have no talent. And I was like, it's so refreshing to hear a star say that I love this woman right now. So I'm good with Sofia Vergara, and I had my Jack, so I was doing fine until I got really bad indigestion and had no Tums, you understand?
Oh.
Which made some of the ride back to Georgia rocky. But when we got back to Georgia, actually, You dropped me off. We went. Well, first of all, it was much warmer in Georgia.
Yeah, it was really warm in Georgia. and
It was much warmer than every time I go to Alabama. It is cold. I don't know what it is, but it's always cold when I'm in Alabama. Maybe I bring maybe I think I bring the heat, but apparently I don't. I bring the cold whenever I'm in Alabama. But we got back to Georgia, and actually they ended up Rivers ended up dropping me off at my cousin's house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because it was Christmas Eve by that point. They were already doing their Christmas Eve things.
Yeah.
So we started doing that, and he came in for a little bit, and we met Rosev.
Yep. Saw Frank.
Yeah.
So Frank, the whole gang was down there, because by that point Frank was down there.
Yeah.
Rosev fell in love with Rivers. We had a good little time for a few minutes.
Yeah.
That was it was good.
Had some chowder.
Yeah, some chowder they had made. I actually didn't eat any of that shit. Sorry, Rosev, if you're listening, but I never got a chance.
That was good stuff. Had some chowder.
I was still stuffed from that Jack's.
Oh,
I
yeah.
had that afternoon.
No, I was very stuffed too, but your family left me no choice.
Yeah, they would force you to eat. You
It was
understand?
great.
They would force you to eat.
They were great.
They loved you, Rivers.
Rosev made me sit down. That was my favorite. I was
Yeah.
like standing up talking to Frank, eating the chowder. She's like, "Sit down." I was like, "No, I'm fine."
Did you do that
Sit down.
vaudeville thing where she goes, "Park your carcass"?
I think so.
But yeah, I mean, shit, it was friendly and all that.
Yeah.
And, they loved Rivers. Everybody loved Rivers.
And you guys went shooting.
Yeah, so that was Christmas Eve, and then on the 27th, next weekend,
Yeah.
Goodnight and Frank came to my hometown.
We rented a truck and we drove out there.
Drove to Auburn, Alabama. And,
and that was a good time. By the end of that, I was kind of narcoleptic.
Yeah.
Because I had to get on an early schedule down there,
Yeah.
go get my aunt and all, so for my aunt's sake and all this, but Frank would still sleep. So I was the one who would token get up early. So by the time we'd done this, I was real tired.
Yeah.
Because it was like 2 days after Christmas. I'd been having to get up early all week, and I had to get up real early on Saturday so we could rent a truck,
yeah.
and get enough time to get out to Alabama, because it's a little ways.
Yeah, it's a drive.
Yeah. They got there, and here's how small Auburn is, and here's how small Auburn is during Christmas. Drove them around, gave them the tour, the way I give tours in L.A., but the Auburn tour, of course, is like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You can see everything.
He does a good job. I'll tell you this, folks. He does a good job, though.
But
We
here's
saw
how...
the Bo Jackson statue.
Right.
Which was important because Bo knew. You
Yep.
understand?
We went to Jordan-Hare Stadium and saw Bo Jackson statue. Cam Newton statue is right next to him. And
That's sad.
no, it's all the Heisman. Pat Sullivan.
There's nothing sad about Bo. Bo is a celebration
putting
of life.
Cam next to Bo. That's the,
Well, nobody can stand next to Bo except perhaps like a Hercules
yeah.
or a Zeus
Maybe
or something
Herschel
like that.
Walker.
Maybe Herschel
Yeah.
Walker. Maybe Reggie Jackson.
Yeah.
I'd go that far. Reggie Jackson was great man. But Bo knew. You understand? And if you ever played Tecmo Super Bowl, you knew of the things that Bo was capable of doing.
But we went to Auburn University's campus, saw the stadium, saw Bo Jackson statue, and we were almost back to my folks' house. And Goodnight goes, "Is there a war memorial?" I was like, "Ooh, yeah, there is a war memorial." And it's Auburn, Alabama. It's 2 days after Christmas. There's nobody on the streets. I just did a U-turn just in the middle of the street and to go see the Veterans Memorial. And 2 seconds later, my mother calls me and goes, "Hey, don't be making illegal U-turns in the street." She had been right behind us. That's how fucking small my hometown is.
Being
My mom was like,
trailed by your mother,
my mom
Rivers.
called me to tell me that, because she'd been riding around with her friend Bob, who we'll get to in a minute, who was the absolute highlight of the trip.
Did Gail was Gail a fan of Goodnight?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't think Gail or Bob got the full Goodnight experience. They got the sort of narcoleptic
Full of
Goodnight
barbecue and
experience.
covered in gunshot residue.
Yeah, and falling asleep on a chair.
Which I think is a huge part of the Goodnight experience.
Yeah, that's
but-
true. They call me Goodnight because I sleep a lot, because it's not a real party until I fall asleep at some point.
Yeah.
Because it will happen, and it actually happens a lot.
The only thing that was missing was you watching Caillou, and that's a complete...
or some other like bizarre children's program. But I kept falling asleep by the end of the night.
There's a couple of people in my department who are younger mothers. Mothers of younger children, and they were talking about watching Caillou,
and they all hate it.
They hated it, but I could go punch for punch in their discussion about Caillou just from.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, and they were like, "Do you watch Caillou?" I'm like, "No, my friend watches Caillou.
Well,
he gets Caillou and watches
He
Caillou."
watches Caillou. I actually got into an odd situation with that myself, where it was one of those deals where having to like babysit for like a friend of the family. And I was asking the kid who was obviously too old if he watched Caillou, and he goes, "No, that's for babies. You watch Caillou?" And I couldn't say to him, "Yeah, but I'm sky high when I watch this as a kid." So that's why I think it's funny. So I'm just stuck there saying, "Yeah, I watch preschool shows. Who doesn't?"
But yeah, so we saw the Veterans Memorial. Then we saw the monument to the Confederate dead in the cemetery.
And I was almost buried there because Frank tried to kill me. I don't know if you saw that.
Was he driving?
No, he wasn't driving when he did this. But yeah, I live a life like Inspector Clouseau, because you remember how he was constantly attacked by Cato? I'm constantly being chopped and RKO'd and zigzagged and all this shit by Frank, and he tried to kill me several times when we were there, and he was going to bury me in that little cemetery.
Buried alive.
It's a buried alive match. Confederate dead, and nobody would ever know the damn difference. It wouldn't have been a bad place to go. And then Frank started pushing the graves looking for a sword because he's played way too much Legend of Zelda.
Did he have 12 hearts?
He didn't have enough, so the old man came out and said, Come back when you're older, son.
Yeah. Master this, and it can be yours.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not a master, Frank.
But then we go out to went out to Tuskegee National Forest, to the shooting range.
Yeah.
With and he's been asking me to plug his Twitter on the show for a while now, so I will. My friend Miles Bug at Hiram Goldbug. That's HiramGoldBugg at Hiram Goldbug. Miles Bug, who has the most fantastic arsenal of
I enjoyed
weapons.
his company tremendously.
Yeah.
He reminded me a little bit of Crusher Jerry Blackwell.
He reminds me of you a little bit.
Yeah, he was a
Just
good dude.
a little bit.
We got on all right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he had his AKMS.
Yeah.
Which was kind of like his baby.
Yeah.
But AK's all right.
Yeah.
He had his shotgun.
Yeah, the shotgun was a lot of fun.
The shotgun was the shit. He had that lever action Winchester 30-30.
Yeah.
Which I think could have been the hit of the night, except we didn't have a lot of ammunition for it.
Yeah, that's true.
We had, and beyond that, you had your 38, Rivers.
I had my 38 special.
That was a good one. And we had, beyond that, a couple of 22s. That crummy little 22 pistol. I'm sorry to call it crummy, Miles, but it did open up when Rivers was trying to fire it.
Yeah, Miles kept blaming me somehow that it just would open after it shot. I was like, that's not me, buddy.
That was, I have to admit, it was kind of a hilarious sight. To watch you fire it, the thing, it was like Daffy Duck, and the thing just
flop over.
Flopped open.
I was like, well, this can't be safe.
And he had that lever action 22 rifle or carbine, whatever you want to call it. That was fun.
That was good.
Yeah, but I mean, we shot, and when we shot, and
we were there for 2 hours.
Yeah, I did not mean to be a hog, you understand. But I was like, look, I want to at least go through another thing, another box of shotgun shells before we get out here.
Yeah.
Because we drove all the way out here, and I want my shoulders bruised. I want shotgun hickeys all over my body. You understand?
I think we achieved it. It was
it was pouring rain.
Yeah.
We was under the shelter. We had all those characters, like the guy that was pretending to run the range.
Oh, yeah. So this is like an unattended range, right?
Okay,
it's not like there's like a ranger that's supposed to be there full time telling people when to go hot on the range or when to go cold.
Yeah.
It's just sort of, it works itself out. It's a libertarian utopia. But there was this old man who had just given himself the job of range master. And he was just walking around telling people what to do.
He did a good job, too. He was trying, and you notice every now and again, he'd try to collect people's brass.
Yeah.
Like he was doing his own reloads or something, but he only wanted like a few bullets at a time or some shit.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
There was an old guy like that used to hang around Redondo Beach, and he would tell people how to use the parking meter. So it was kind of like this, except he was the range master.
Yeah,
he's dead.
And
I imagine him looking like Lester Hill or something like that.
Well, I don't know. He was kind of an older fella wearing like hunting camouflage.
Oh.
Yeah. No, you could tell he was just like some retiree who was like, well,
I gotta run thing.
I got nothing else to do.
Well, why not? I mean, hell, if I was him, I could think of a few better ways to spend one's golden years.
Yep. And then there was the people next to us with the guy who said he was a cop.
The cop who couldn't
shoot.
shoot.
He couldn't shoot. He's like, all right, see this orange target? I'm about to hit this. And then would unload an entire clip and not get anywhere near it.
It'd be like, damn, I'm embarrassed by this.
Yeah.
He kept going on. Remember how he kept going on about how safe a Glock was?
Yeah.
And it was like, you can put it in a child's cradle and it won't go off. It's like, yeah, but you can't hit anything with it either.
Yeah.
He could have fired the damn thing into the baby's cradle and the baby would be all right.
Yeah, he wouldn't hit anything. the cherry on top for the whole trip. We went shooting. And we had a great time. Then we went to Jim and Nick's barbecue, the Auburn location.
I was one of the most stuffed I've ever been in my life.
It was so good. Oh, my God. Their cheese biscuits.
It was at the point, though, where it's like, I have eaten too much.
Yeah.
Because I had a couple of beers, too.
Uh-huh.
So I felt like, to foreshadow, a person was just going to burst.
So, we
I got the itis real bad from it.
We all have the itis. So me, Frank, and Goodnight go back to my house. And
it's like, well, what are we going to do now? And it's like, I don't know. We're all just kind of falling asleep, and River's started a fire.
I built a fire.
Yeah.
And that was nice. And just when the fire got going, my mom came home with this guy. His name was Bob. And to imagine Bob, all you have to do is picture Mark Twain. So if you have a mental image,
Mark Twain, if he ordered from an LL Bean
right,
catalog.
that's what I was going to say. You take Mark Twain's head, cut his head out of the magazine, put it onto an LL Bean catalog magazine. Just a button-down, Hagar slacks.
Yeah.
Just a casual Mark
Looking
Twain.
like Eddie Bauer himself.
Yeah, but with Mark Twain's head.
Okay.
And it's sort of Mark Twain's sense of humor.
Yeah, and he
As
had
it
a big
turns
mustache, white mustache, crazy white hair. Turns out this guy's a multimillionaire. Like
Okay.
my mom later told me that he is the former president of like 22 companies. Like basically he would just start a company, get it to where it's making him money, and then he would sell it and start another one. That's been his entire life.
Mm-hmm.
So this man is very, very wealthy. And
But he had good dignity.
but he was great, yeah. And he would sit there and he was about half in the bag, and he was just telling these amazing
Well,
stories.
he had an incredible way of telling a story because he would find the most bizarre details of the story,
and extrapolate upon them.
extrapolate upon them, just tell you that, then throw you in an aside, which was even more bizarre.
Yeah.
And then all the stories would end on a low note where somebody died.
Or there just wasn't an ending. The person just disappeared into the fog of memory.
Well, I mean, which was some notable ones?
So my
Trying to reconstruct these has been like trying to reconstruct like the experience. I feel like almost the apostles writing the Bible.
See, I was going to say it's like putting together the fragments of Heraclitus.
Yeah.
But you're sitting there, and this is how he actually sounded. You go like, oh well, my dear friend. I mean, he must have weighed 500 or 600 pounds, and he was sitting on a stool where he worked at the convenience store, and he fell off the stool, and he burst.
There was a lot of people, just fat people, just bursting.
And they took him to the
Like that does not happen.
he goes, they took him to the hospital, and they must have scooped 70, 80 pounds out of him, and they said, you got to stop working out. We're not going to scoop another 80. And that was just it. And we're like,
Well, I mean,
what the fuck happened?
well, there was an uncomfortable racial aspect to many of the
no,
stories,
and
and
then,
there was
we're like, what
also
the
an
fuck happened?
uncomfortable swollen testicles aspect to at least two of the stories.
Well, with the guy that burst, we're like, what the fuck happened? He was like, oh, he had brain cancer. Died many years later.
He died
many years later.
You know, we couldn't go over that house because the people were shot over there. They were shot.
And that's just like an aside. So there was all these.
They were shot to death. They were gunned down.
There was the story about the Klan dog. Do you remember that one? Because the Ku Klux Klan was in way too many of these fucking stories.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, he's from South Carolina, and so there was a
he
certain,
lives on a plantation.
yeah,
Literally
there
lives
was
on
a certain
plantation.
casual attitude towards certain brutalities,
Yeah.
which gave it that lovely. I like to call it that lovely Southern flavor.
All the brutalities. Everything he said was brutal, and there was a casualness.
No.
But there was remember the one with the Klan dog?
Yeah,
We got
what
the
was that
dog,
one?
And its testicles swelled up.
And he would
I
drag
took
him
to
along the ground.
It was dragging. Literally, it was dragging them on the ground. And I took them to the doctor, and the doctor fixed the testicles and all that. And then the Klan came back, and they said, "That's our dog." And they took the dog back. And I don't know, was that the punchline, or was
that was like an aside to a larger story.
Was that the one about the maid, the big 300-pound black woman? And all she did was, because she had worked with the family for years, and all she did was open the door for the dog and let the dog in and out. And she was big. She must have been about 300 pounds. And later on, she became the mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nowhere. She
That was
became
one-
the mayor? It's like, yeah, she got into politics, and she became
the
the mayor.
Yeah, that was one where it was like, she was like, oh, she just sits by the door, opening the door for the doggy because the dog has to go from one room to the other. I was like, why don't you just let this woman retire? And she goes, oh, she's far too old to retire. Like,
well, I think it was one of them things, like with family servants like that, where it's a job for life.
Yeah.
But apparently, though, I mean, she did good on her own, breaking up into politics.
Became the mayor. My favorite though was this. Where he's talking about this guy. He was like
quadriplegic.
Yeah.
There was actually 2 quadriplegic stories. There were 2 everything happened in twos with this because there were 2 quadriplegics. There was at least 2 300-pound people that broke open at some point, and there were 2 like testicle stories with swollen testicles, and only one I think was involved a dog.
Yeah, it was like he goes, oh my friend Robert Johnson. He was beaten by the Detroit Police Department. They beat him till he could no longer walk anymore, until he was a quadriplegic. He sued the Detroit Police Department, and he got a $22 million settlement. He bought himself a Johnny Cash tour bus and a band of whores. And the whores drove him, and they would turn him. The whores turned him so he wouldn't get sores. And we're like... And
it was like his own magical mystery tour with some quadriplegic girl driving across the country in a Johnny Cash tour bus and just being rolled around by hookers like he was dough or something.
No, my question was, when I heard the story, was that were they actual sex workers, or were they just like medical professionals? Care professionals that he just like called him that to embellish the story.
Like, I don't know, because I think they were whores.
They were whores,
and that was generally his word for in a sort of prostitute like that. I mean, he could have got nurses, he could have been hospices, but probably whores work cheaper.
Yeah,
and have more benefits come sponge bath time and things like this. So we drove cross country. Now, I don't know. Remember how this story started? I think it was about police brutality.
Yeah,
and it ends with this sort of bizarre version of the Partridge Family.
Except it's horrible.
And by this point, I think our jaws were on the ground. If you can actually be asleep, it was like you're falling asleep and somebody's punching you in the face.
I mean, I almost threw up at one point. I was laughing so hard, and we were just so full of
air
barbecue.
left in my brain.
And my mom, meanwhile, is like, "Jesus, Bob. Stop!" Like when he was telling like the stories about the dog balls and stuff.
Remember he had the other one too with the twins who spoke their own language.
Oh yeah.
And the German, there was a German or something. Somebody was German and they had twins, and these twins spoke their own language. Like, well, is this language German?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it's some language that only twins understand, which is apparently some actual condition.
Yeah.
How did that one end? Was somebody killed?
Probably.
There was like stock endings. They're killed by the Klan. They die of some horrific thing like brain cancer.
They
explode. They become a quadriplegic.
They become the mayor.
And then later he died.
He later died. He died many years later.
I just imagine this guy just full of Canadian Club whiskey. Just like,
I mean, yeah. It was magic. It really was.
He was a great man.
Yeah. Oh, and then the
Is
part...
he listening? Because I want to say thank you, brother, for so much entertainment.
Dude, I want him to come out to LA so bad. But the point where Goodnight and I looked at each other and almost died was where he was talking about, he was like, I've taken minute trips to Paris, and underneath the streets of Paris, in the vaults, you can get these amazing salts. The salts from the vaults.
And salts from the vaults.
And he actually said salts from the vaults, and that's what Goodnight and I looked at each other like, we have to talk about this dude on
That's the new name.
That's the name of this episode.
Well, he was talking about, have you ever been to the they used to have the silver vaults. It was about some rich person that you could keep valuables in a bank vault.
Yeah.
So they go in and they get these beautiful, they're silver salt shakers. There's the salts from the vaults. And this is just in the middle of some other story.
Some other story. This is a tangent.
Sometimes his stories would take you to Europe, but then they would end. It was like an NWA promo. They'd start talking about Europe, and then they'd end back being in the county he lives in South Carolina.
Yeah. It was.
Wow.
The salts from the vaults.
Wow.
What did the salts actually do?
Oh, I know he had his maid, because he was like, the maid, we caught her vacuuming. She would move the chair around because she couldn't walk anymore. She was much too fat. And she would vacuum. And then when she would get done vacuuming that area, she would move the chair. And then she would vacuum some more. And I said, Josephine, our carpet is starting to look like a floral pattern. So we just had her, before we moved her to the doggy door, we had her straightening the salts. You know, the salts from the vaults.
And then she died.
And then she died. Well, she became the mayor, and then she died. She was assassinated. An assassin's bullet cut her down.
How old was this fella? His stories just span generations.
Well, he graduated. He graduated with my mom, and so he'd be 67-ish.
I thought he was older than that.
Nah,
He's timeless.
he is timeless. He really was. He was like the
Wow.
very specter of the South.
Take me home to a place where I first saw the light. To the sweet sunny south, take me home. Where the mockingbird sang me to sleep every night. Oh, why was I tempted to roam?
Like the only thing that I, noteworthy thing from my time down in Florida, because I went down with my wife, Jen. Hi, Jen. Does
she have a Twitter?
No, but she has a
she
has a fantastic movie that she's making.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, The Fantastic Flights of Sophie Blanchard. You should check it out.
Okay.
But
Is it out yet?
No, it's not. She's still in the process of making it, but it's fantastic. Anyway, we went to this ball. We didn't have the car, and not having the car when you're at home is very tough.
Death sentence.
You're stuck. You're stuck watching bad bowl
Social
games.
death.
Yeah,
Social
NCIS and bad bowl games. That's what your
It's kind of what
holiday
I did.
season is
Just
going to
change
be.
it to Hogan's Heroes and Gumby.
Yeah, see, I would have preferred Hogan's Heroes and Gumby. It's a lot better than NCIS. So, Jen and I went down the street to this bar that just opened by my parents' house, and there's never been a bar that's in this area. 30 seconds into us walking in, we just hear, and I just look over and I see two guys, both of them in cargo shorts. No, one was wearing Dickie shorts, one was wearing cargo shorts and a Guy Harvey shirt, and they just high-fived, like, yeah! I was like, that's Florida, baby.
Was that their entrance theme?
They were already in the bar.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe it was their social entrance theme.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Florida culturally froze in the year 2000. Has been in a suspended animation ever since.
Yeah.
Like people were putting money in to pay for the privilege to listen to Creed.
Yeah.
To enjoy it for completely unironic reasons.
How long were you in this nightmare?
2.5 hours, because they did have a shuffleboard table, and that was fantastic.
Did they play any Uncle Cracker?
They did not. I'm trying to remember what else they played, which I would not have been surprised. Jeez, what did they play? Photograph by Kid Rock and Sheryl Crow.
Yeah.
But there was
Photograph by Nickelback.
Oh. No, they didn't. There was a Nickelback song, but I don't
Okay.
recall what it was. It was one of those ones that could have been a Saliva song, too.
Oh, okay.
Was
the one where he's just going, I like your pants around your feet.
Oh yeah, that one's a Florida classic. But there was there was a lot of people in cargo shorts and Dickie shorts and like Guy Harvey shirts, which are like,
This is the Florida Fashion Report.
yeah. Like you guys have seen Guy Harvey shirts.
Yeah, they're the ones
before.
with the fish on them.
Yeah, and they're like
pastel yellow and orange and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like Ed Hardy.
Yeah.
A tropical Ed Hardy. It's the same like idea. Yeah, there's something about bad artist themed shirts that are big in like Florida, you know. But
Are there any Thomas Kincaid shirts?
no, but
Maybe
I
around
want
Christmas.
I would love a Thomas Kincaid shirt. That would be great.
This would be a shirt of light.
Yeah.
We did a house show, so I invited Nick, Thomas, and Wes to come down to Auburn and do this show.
Yeah.
With me and then two other Auburn guys. And there was maybe 8 9 people there.
Wow, sounds like an LA show.
Yeah, it was kind of like an LA show. So we do the house show, and Nick didn't make it through that one. He drove down with Wes, and they between them drank an entire bottle of Jameson.
Okay.
And so Nick fell asleep on I don't know what the plan was, but they pull up. And he did the show, drank an entire bottle of Jameson, and then just fell asleep on their couch. So at this point, it's me.
I like his attitude.
Oh, yeah. No, there was no plan in place. It was just going to drive down to Auburn, get fucking blotto, and then figure it out from there. But so it was like me, Wes, and then like the 9 people who were at the show.
Yeah.
And then we're just sitting around, and finally it was like, well, let's go to Steak and Shake.
So you didn't even do the show. You just
we did the show.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm saying after the show, it was like, well, we're all just buds now. No, we definitely did the show. It was fun.
While Nick is just over there on the couch, catatonic.
So we just left Nick there, and we were gonna go to Steak
See what
and
you
Shake.
missed out on, Nick? You missed out on Steak and Shake.
I know. Well, no,
Bring him a paper hat.
Well, here's the thing: he didn't miss out because it was like 3 a.m, and the guy who owned the house was like, "Yeah, Steak and Shake's 24 hours." Yeah, so Steak and Shake's 24 hours. Let's go Steak and Shake. I'm like, fuck yes. So we get out there. Steak and Shake closed at like 9:30.
Really?
Yeah.
Because the ones in Florida are 24.
And we get out there, but fortunately there's a Waffle House right next door.
Even better.
So we go to the Waffle House, get the food, stuff like that, and then after we order, I go up to wash my hands, and as I'm coming out of the bathroom, there's this. I'd say she was like 65 year old African American woman who's standing there, and I'm walking out of the bathroom. She goes, "Hey, come here." And like we'd been kind of loud. It was me and Wes, so you can imagine it was pretty damn loud. And I was like, "Oh," and I just
That's
thought,
an understatement.
it was real loud. I was actually we were being loud because we just for whatever reason we came up with a funny game, which is to make Johnny Cash songs about popcorn. So just walking around going, "There's a man going around popping corn." It's the most fun thing in the world.
How long have y'all been awake by this point?
It had been a long night already. But anyway, this woman calls me over. She goes, "Come here," and I thought she was going to give me the business because we were being too loud. And she goes, "I just want to tell you, I love a man in a pair of Levi's." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And she goes, "All right, now shut up and walk back to your seat and let me watch."
Whoa!
I got aggressively hit on by an old woman.
Yes.
I mean,
there you go,
aggressively.
Yeah.
Look at that, you.
Yeah. I was
See, the thing is,
Was she good looking?
Was
she good looking?
She was fine for 65.
A little bit of September sex, you understand?
See, the thing is about Rivers is that Rivers,
Old ladies.
Rivers
I'm sorry,
has Rivers has the look and the build that I'd imagine that older women from the South are just like, that is a
Well, I
stud.
shit you not. My Aunt Roselle wanted to jump Rivers. She wanted to eat him alive.
Oh my God!
I showed her the picture of you with the suit and all that, and she said, "I'd kill him." She said, "Rivers, I tell you, man, if y'all ever want to get in the gigolo business, you are all set."
Apparently,
No, you would-
Because I swear to God, you're going to be my step uncle or some shit.
yeah. It's
I can imagine these ladies just being like, "Yeah, I just want you to go out there and do some yard work and have me watch."
Put on the plaid shirt, get the rake, get to it.
Oh, you don't want to do yard work.
Make
man.
sure you pour some of that water on your body when you're drinking it.
Remember that guy on those Pepsi commercials? But I'll tell you, man, Rivers, them old ladies love you.
Yeah, man.
They see you like a big piece of that strawberry candy with the wrapper. Strawberry picture on the wrapper.
Young man, you're so sweet. I could suck your fingers. It tastes like Werther's Original.
Suck on some Werther's. They'll have the soap opera digest, and they'll be watching The Price is Right.
Hand me that remote. Hand me the clicker.
I gotta watch my stories.
Man, Rivers, I'll tell you, the old ladies love you. All you got to do
man.
is find that certain young lady with the old lady look to her. The old lady mind. That's
Sensibility,
what I mean.
not
The old lady mind. That's what I meant.
The young lady with the old lady look.
I meant by look in that case.
I'm 20, but I look 90.
But by look in that case, I meant more like outlook.
Oh,
You understand?
okay.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
that
An
old
old
lady
soul.
lease on life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a female Wes or something.
Just a gigolo, and everywhere I go, people know the part I'm playing. Pay for every dance, selling each romance. Ooh, what they say. There will come a day when youth will pass away. What will they say about me when the end comes? I know there's but just a gigolo's. Life goes on without me.
So you can check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/thegoodspod, twitter.com/thegoodspod. Every episode ever is now at youtube.com/thegoodspod as well. So if you can't figure out how the whole podcast
You
system
can
works,
spend a day and just listen to us all damn day. You'll have probably about 27 orgasms.
you can actually spend, I think, 2.5 full days now of just us.
You could have a 2.5 day marathon of this, and you got out of that, and you have a smoke, and you'll say, "Now that I know this, what do I do?"
Right.
And you might just blow your brains out right on the spot,
and then you die.
Yeah.
and then
Then you
died.
burst. You burst. And they scooped 70, 80 pounds out of her. We're not going to scoop another 80. Like, it's the best. Yeah. So also, I can make this announcement. I'm coming back to Eastern Alabama to host the Waverly Boogie, April 18th, 2015. Coming back, headliner, one of my favorites, Alvin Youngblood Hart. And yeah, so we'll leave you with this. This is the headliner for the 280 Boogie this year, Alvin Youngblood Hart, and the song is called Tallacatcha.
There's a girl in this world like a pearl. She's the one got my heart in a swirl. Everyone knows her name ain't Rose. They all call her Tallacatcha. When I'm blue, think of you, and it's true. She's the one who knows just what to do. In just a while, she'll make you smile. They all call her Tallacatcha. Yeah. Spend my day raking hay, now I play. Shine and shade, then I hitch up the shade. And I ride, it takes all night. Find that girl called Tallacatcha. There's a girl in this world like a pearl. She's the one got my heart in a swirl. Everyone knows her name ain't Rose. They'll call her Tallacatcha. They all call her Tallacatcha. Yeah.
The Goods from the Woods is mixed and edited by me, Rivers Langley, and distributed by Westcast Network. Our theme song is composed by DJ Smiles. You can find him online at djsmiles.net.